Many of you know how to make a rope rosary, like so. However, I've been getting a lot of questions on how to attach a cross or a crucifix at the end of the rope. Welcome back to God Nod. My name is Casey, and I post Catholic content to help you grow in relationship with Jesus. And so, if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. Today, we're going to be going over how to attach a crucifix to a rope rosary, with it looking professional and neat and not super bulky. So stay tuned and let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Okay, so for this project, you're going to want to have your finished rosary, rope rosary, or wooden and string rosary. Make sure to take this off. You're also going to want some scissors or some way to cut the string. And right now, here I am just burning the edge of the string so that it isn't going done, and then I always kind of tap it with the middle part just to kind of connect it to the rest of it. Okay, so now that my rosary is ready to go, I have my Our Father bead and then my 3 Hail Marys. Now this is important to not have done the next Our Father. Now, this is because whenever we put the metal, the crucifix, on it, we're actually not going to just tie a big knot here, but instead we're going to loop it through and then come back and finish it with the Our Father bead. So that's what we're going to do. However, before we do that, I will say it is a little complicated, and so if you find that it is too complicated for you, I will try my best to explain it, but if it is too complicated for you, nothing hurts just looping it through and putting a big old knot on it. Of course, if you're going to do this, make sure you don't forget the Our Father bead, but you can go ahead and just literally tie it like a regular knot. Just putting it through just like you were to tie a knot on your shoelace, and then you can just keep repeating this, and then just make sure it's like kind of tight. And so then you can just do 2 or 3 of these and then just stop it there, and then you can just cut it and put the fire to it. Now, I think it's not as presentable to have like a big knot just like sitting on the crucifix, which is why I developed the method I have done. So I'm gonna teach you how to do that. But in case it is too complicated for you, just want you to know that it's okay if you decide to do it that way. Crucifix. Now, most crucifixes, they come with a little attachment here and then the little attachment here. Now, if the attachment here is big enough for the rope to fit through, then you want to go ahead and take this off because it's just more sturdy. However, my little attachment here, it's not big enough for my string to go through, so I am just going to use this. Again, it's not bad. If you do, it's just a little bit less sturdy. So when I do this, I usually loop it through twice just to give it that little extra stability. If you're going through the actual attachment itself, you only need to do this once. But first step is to go ahead and put it through there twice, just to give it a little extra stability there. Okay. Now, you don't want to put it all the way here because remember, we still have to do the Our Father here. So what I do is I just leave a little bit of space and I try to make it look a little bit like this. Okay, so now it's gonna look like this when it's done. So now you basically are doing the same thing that you do for the regular Our Father and the Hail Mary, the same kind of method, but it's just a little bit more complicated because you now have this extra string involved, and so it's a little annoying. So you're gonna want to place this across your finger like this. So if you're if you're left-handed, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to do the opposite of this, but if you're right-handed, this works for you. So go ahead, place it like this, and then you're gonna go ahead and start wrapping it around like you would a regular bead, and then make sure you do it 5 times for the Our Father, unless you do something else for the Our Father, but I do 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we have this, right? So this is what it should look like, okay? We have it wrapped around both of those strings, okay? So now we're gonna gently remove the finger, keeping that hole, and we're gonna place it up from the back towards you, and we're gonna pull it through, but not all the way, remember. And now this is the hard part. Remember my couple tricks for the bar. So now we have a lot of strings going on here, so it gets pretty complicated. So you're gonna see these 2 strings here, so make sure you grab a hold of those, and you grab a hold of these 2 here. Now, hold on to both of them. One of them is gonna move, and then you can use your other fingers here to slide it through. But you want to make sure you hold on to this last string over here. That's the most important, right? Because you don't want it to get messed up. So you're holding on with this finger, the last bar or the last string that you wrapped around, which is actually going through here, okay? And then you're gently sliding it through until it gets a little bit tighter, and then you can slowly let go, and then slowly start to pull it tighter and tighter and tighter until you can make it really tight without messing the bars up. Okay, you see? So now we have the Our Father, the 3 Hail Marys, and the Our Father. Okay, so now what I do is I'm going to cut this piece as close as I can right here. I'll use this instead, actually. Sometimes scissors are just the way to go. These are sharper, so okay. And then make sure to go ahead and burn the edge so that it does not go through. And then just kind of pat it down with the metal so that it stays. And there you go. You have your bead attached. Now, if you want to go ahead, if you have it like going through twice, sometimes in order just to kind of keep it kind of together, sometimes I go ahead and just burn this as well so that it doesn't come unraveled. So like right here, I like how that looks there. So I'm just gonna kind of go like this and kind of melt those pieces together, just so that they kind of stay uniform. But you gotta make sure that you do not burn it too much, or it could break your string, and that would be devastating. Okay, and there you go. There you have it. You have your rosary with your medal attached, and it looks pretty good. At least I think so. So please let me know if you have any questions on how to do this, or if something's not working out for you. But this is what I have found to be the best way to do this, and the best looking way that I think, because it doesn't have a big knot here. But again, if it's getting too complicated, just putting a knot at the end of the rosary, it's really not a big deal. But this is how I do it. So anyway, thank you for watching, and God bless.